Okay, hope you are doing well. I'm Jadi, and let's continue for two more pull requests. I've got two requests just now. One is 11 minutes ago, one is 18 hours ago, and one is for yesterday. So, I've thought it's good to check these two. So I will be able to write the next level now, later, tomorrow. So let's see what we have. First, we have the oldest one, pause option added. Okay, I wanted to add this by myself to show you how it's done, but Siavash has done it. Now by pressing P, you can pause and resume the game. Issue number 19 and 20 can be closed. When you say that like this, GitHub understands and connects this to the corresponding issue. Some talks. Koulata Sen says there is a problem because you have defined physics and drawing line, blah, blah. We will check this later. I double checked and it seems okay by me. Physics and draw are protected with if block. Let's check. When we have the code, we can read the comments. So what I will do is I will go to the project folder, Z River. This Z is a very nice utility. You can just jump to places you've been there previously. It has kind of a memory. So when you go to some directory like River Raid Rust, you can just say Z River. It finds wherever River is and goes there. It's not like a search, it's like a memory lookup. So here I will clone Siavash main and pull it. Now we are on that. We can do a code here. Okay. What is changed? We don't have it here. So let's look here. We can also check there with the git diff. If you want to learn, we can go with git diff, this one and main. This is changed. But it's easier to look it up here. One, status is added, quit, okay. We had this pause. It says when reading the keyboard, this was what we had. Most probably, what is changed? It says if word status is Q, go to quit. With Q, we're going to pause. This is not nice. Because with Q, we have to go to the quit. But anyway, now with Q, we are going to the status quit, okay. When reading the key, we say if character is W, okay, I'm going up. If word status is alive and word player, blah, blah, blah. So it checks whatever I read for moving, it checks if I'm in the alive status. There is one thing about project management. Now I'm doing kind of project management, seeing what people contributed, and I have to understand that these are other people than me. You cannot delegate things to people and say, oh, you had to do it the way I was thinking about. I was not thinking like this, but this works and this is sane enough. It's a little bit ugly because of all these changes when reading the keyboard. We could have read only keyboard and do not move characters if we are in a pause situation. But now when reading keyboard, we are checking this. Still acceptable, but not very clean. But it works, in my idea. So we have all the other things we had. If it's P, if word status is alive, change the word status to pause. Okay. Else, if word status is pause, change it to alive. Good enough. And if it's space, shoot if it's alive. All these if lives are a little bit ugly, but I will accept it up to here if it's working fine. It's ugly because it's too much if. We could read this but do not apply them, for example. But it would be difficult because here we are applying it. Anyway, maybe this is a solution. Maybe we need a function to apply keys if. So here we have player. Okay, while player is live or player status is paused, continue. And remove the physics, removes the draw, and says if word status is not paused, do this. Should work. And hopefully he have tested. So I had this. I can run it and see if it works good enough for me or not. Larger. Computer is busy. Computer. Hey. Okay. Main panicked at line 134. Cannot sample empty range. We were super lucky for this to happen, or this happens time to time. Okay, if I go with P, game is paused. I go right, left, up, down, everything will shoot, nothing. Now I will go with P and it continues. Good, it's nice. Yeah. I'm a very bad driver. Okay, Q. Thank you. This works fine. If I'm a good programmer, I have all my game here. This is super funny. Here it was waiting for my any key press. Where did it crash? Here. So I can have this, add it to my issues. Now we have more issues than code. New issue. Panic. Normally this should be cleaner, but for us is enough. Panicked as soon as this game started with okay. Panic. I was searching for this. Cannot sample empty range. Not my day. Fun. Panic is like this, panicked is like this. Okay, so we have a new issue. Back to this one. This was nice, so I will do the merge. Everything will work fine because there is no issue. And this will be done. Thank you, Siavash. Okay, the next pull request. We have some added test cases. The reason is in the previous video, which is not published yet, I created a new issue for tests and thought later I will show you how tests are done. Our good programmer, Arvmore, should be the lead of this project. And maybe none of us can write anymore because he's good. It's better when I'm writing, you can fix it. Arvmore has added some tests because he hasn't seen the video. In the video I said, do not do this yet, but I haven't published the video. So we will keep these tests, but we'll tell, thanks. In the video I say, do this later. So let's open an issue not to forget it. So I will explain and create sample text in a later video, and we'll merge yours then. This is the point. Is I want to show you why we should have tests in our project, how tests work, and how tests work in the Rust environment. I will create a sample test, we'll describe, and then we will add all these good tests which I haven't tested yet. So move map down using double-ended queue. This is the correct way to go. If one point is, I'm trying to show people how to do stuff. It's easy, you can do it. If you go for the best performance and best practices, people might be confused. But now that we have the silly way I've done this, we can go to this double-ended queues. Double-ended queues are a fun concept. I haven't checked this code. File changes. It added vec double-ended queue instead of my vec. I was defining a vec. He defines a double-ended vector. Later creates one. Same with my code. He's only doing this, but here it should change. On the map, what I was doing, I don't have my pen here. I'm not in my natural environment. Habitat. What we were doing, we had a vector of the lines start and end. Start. When I wanted to scroll down this, what I had to do, I had to copy this over this, copy this over this, copy this over this, copy this over this, and create a new one here, because I was using a list, a vector, an array. How does it work? It's like an array. You have some elements here, and you want to add something here. What I should do? I have to move all of these one to the right. So this goes here, this goes here. There is no easy way to do this. I have to go one by one and copy this. Now I have an empty place here. I create my new one here. This is very, very, very time consuming. It's not very bad, but it's not nice. But in arrays, it's very easy to add something to the end because you have your elements here. You want to add something to the end. You just say, here, add it. Or here, add it. Depends on your language, how you add it, if you have to allocate space or whatever. But it's very easy. But there is no easy way to add something here. One idea might have been, no, I had to do this shift. So here, double-ended vectors enter. How double-ended vectors work? It's a construction, it's a data model, what they call data structure. You can say I have this and add this to the beginning. This will be added and the array will know that, I will start from here. So you have this. Later you can say, add this to the beginning. And let's check the documentation. I'm sure. Right. I have used. You have pushback and pop front. So the default usage of this type as a queue is to use pushback to add to the queue and pop front to remove from the queue. Extend and append, push and pop. So it's a data model for itself. You cannot compare it with a vector. It's a kind of a vector where you can add, say, start with this one instead of shifting everything one space and then adding to the beginning. You can say, this is the beginning. In the memory, it won't stay like this. In memory, you can have fragmented data, but the compiler knows what's the order. So what I was doing was on update map, I was doing move the map downward. I had a loop for each line I was copying to the next. Now I have an empty in the beginning, and I was creating that new one, checking different things, if it's next left, blah blah, we have all of them. But here I have an easy pop back. Okay, remove the last one, I don't need that one. Then it creates the same logic I had, a new one, and then says push front, this left and right. There is no for loop. So it's much faster. It's if you're speaking in O notation, it's O1. Do I have it? Because you only say remove this from the back, add this to the front. 2 lines. Previously it was ON because I was saying for every single line do this copy. So this is much nicer using a data structure. Good example of why double-ended queues are needed. So if I go here, I will check this code. Thanks to the stupid programmer. You are not stupid, you are better than me. Okay. So here I will check out the stupid programmers. Strange name. Don't call yourself stupid unless it's for fun. We go with cargo run. I'm kind of trusting people who are contributing. You can see. I'm not checking this line by line. I was contributing, if stupid programmer was contributing to Dogecoin, every single line would be checked, discussed, and everything. But here it's our own project. So same thing. Is it faster? I cannot see it. And it's logical not to be faster because we are not doing anything very expensive. It's about, ow! It was about programming. So, I mean, it's only a page and refresh. Very quick. But this is much nicer, more professional, and cool. And we can see and learn something. If you have a data structure class, present, and you have to present one of the data structures, present double-ended queue. Now you have a very nice example of it. So, this is also merged. The polite thing is, thank you. It's good to see more advanced, pretty advanced data structures in action. And I had to comment on the previous one too, but we had lots of talks with the Siavash, I think, and the previous PR. So sorry not to commenting on your PR, just merging it. Panic because of, okay, add README, this is important. Always, every single good project should have a README. Oh, thanks. On the GitHub project, if you have a README here, we don't have it. We only have this. If I create a README, Vim, it's obvious I was using Z. When nobody watching. README MD, it's markdown, so I can say river raid ROS. Rewrite of classic game river raid in Rust, streaming and screencasting all for fun and education. Later we have to add the different sessions, videos and everything, but this is good enough. Git add readme git commit dash m add readme git push Now we have a README file. Now that I have a README file, if we go here and refresh, there is a nice writing thing here, and we can add to it later. Thank you for the suggestion. Terminal misbehave after exiting game. We'll check this later. People are speaking about it. Bomb entity. Bomb entity can be added to game in order to blow a radius and player can't pass too close to it. Nice idea. But this is an idea. We'll talk about it later and we will decide later. First, we are going to river ride. So we will add on the next video, I will add the fuel, score. Good enough. Add test, add pause functionality with some kind of menu. Proposed enhance. Thanks. See, here it says, Siavosh mentions this, so says, okay, this is it. If he added, fixes this or closes this, this would be automatically closed, I believe. Close with the. Thank you, everyone. I believe you're done. Add test, sometimes game panics. We have to check all of this later, but later. Thank you. It was fun. See you.